video is to help you understand the difference between radians and degrees and how to convert in between the two. First thing to know is that when you're dealing with a coordinate plane, your 0 would lie right here, your 90 degrees would be right here, 180 degrees would be over here, 270 degrees would be over here, and then when you come all the way back around, it's 360. This can keep continuing around again and again just by adding increments of 90 every time you get here. So at the top, you could have 30 plus 9, or 360 plus 90, which would be 450. Going down again, you could add another 90 to that, and you could continue to go on with that pattern forever. But we're not going to focus on that here. What I do want to focus on is how are you going to go from radians to degrees and from degrees to radians. While you might know that there are 360 degrees around the circle, you may not know that there are 2 pi radians. Going around the same circle in radians, this would be 0, this would be pi over 2, this would be pi, this would be 3 pi over 2, and over here would be 2 pi, just like it was 360. Now, important thing that I want you to recognize is that 360 degrees and 2 pi are the same thing. Pi and 180 is also the same thing. So when you're converting between degrees and radians, you're going to use the property that pi is equal to 180 and that 2 pi is equal to 360, depending upon your teacher. We'll decide which one, in order to convert between the two. So let's say I wanted to convert 45 degrees to radians. Well, what I want to do in order to do this is set up a proportion. That proportion is going to be, I'm going to do pi over 180, and that's going to be equal to x over 45. Notice the color change, or the color choices that I made here. I put both of the degrees in this this lemon color, and I put both of my radians in this blue color. Notice how the radians are both in the numerator. Pi and x both represent the radians, therefore they're both in the numerator. And recognize how the lemon color, or my degrees, is both in the denominator. 180 and 45 lie both in the denominator. Then in order to solve this, I need to find out what x is. That's my unknown, so I'm going to cross multiply. So we'll get 45 times pi is equal to 180 times x. And then I want to solve this for x. That's my unknown. So I'm going to divide both sides by 180. And I'm then going to find, when I reduce this fraction, that x is equal to pi divided by 4. Let's try another example. Let's say now, instead of converting from degrees to radians, I wanted to convert from radians to degrees. So let's try that here. We're going to convert pi over 3 rad to degrees. I'm going to do a similar setup here, where I'm going to do pi over 180 is equal to, now my x is going to be down here because my degrees are what's unknown. It's not my radians anymore. And back in the top here is going to be pi over 3. So pi over 180 is equal to pi over 3 divided by x. In order to solve this, I again want to cross multiply. So when I do that, I would get pi times x is equal to pi over 3 times 180. I want to get rid of I want to isolate x over here. So what I'm going to do is, when I divide both sides by pi, the pi's are going to cancel out. And when I do 180 times the 1/3 that is left over, that's going to give me 60. So in this particular problem, x would equal 60. In the next video, I'm going to do several examples of these and hopefully clarify your understanding further.